What to do, Big Blue? We are
What up?
back.
What up?
The Big Blue Prophet with to be determined. We're trying to figure that out. We're trying to get that going. As of now, it's K Money, but you never know. Next week we could have you, the Big Blue Wingman.
There you go. Hey, K
Oh,
Money works. I like K Money. K Money's a good thing. I like it. I like it.
I think we're in a better mood, in a way, this
A
week
little
than
bit.
we are last week.
Yeah.
In a
Yeah, a
way,
little
I
bit.
guess. I guess we can talk about the high school team we beat down there for a little bit.
It didn't look good. It didn't look good when the game started. The first 10 minutes
No.
were a little rough. And I got to give Pope credit. Pope broke some clipboards and
Yeah.
benched some players and pretty much said if you're not going to compete and you're not going to show heart, you're not playing. And look, that's how it's been since we were little kids. The people that play the hardest and play the best get the minutes, and the people that don't, right? And that's
Yep.
how he needs to do it, where the name on the front of the jersey means more than the name on the back. That's how Kentucky basketball is. That's how it always will be. And that's what he instilled. He said, we have a legacy and we have a way of basketball that we're not playing up to. And it's scary right now. We don't know how to compete. And he benched our boy Garrison, which
OBG.
BG benched him because he was loafing and letting this high school team score on him. And he was like, nope, not going to happen.
And
Jalen
what a
Love,
lazy play. What a
oh,
lazy play
lazy.
that was. I mean,
Absolutely
that
lazy.
was when I saw that. I'm pretty sure I even turned my back. And then when I turned back around, he was doing the whole yelling thing. But when I saw him literally, I don't know, maybe what, 4 steps into a run and then stop and then jog to let the dude, I said, that, there it is right there. That is what's wrong right there. And he tore in. I said, okay, all right,
Yep,
here
yep.
we go. Turn it on.
BG played 7 minutes. Seven.
And,
That was it.
and I'm glad, honestly. Like we have
Yeah.
said every episode, he is one of the worst players on the team so far. So far. And he has potential. But you play like that, obviously now Pope's getting in their ass, and I love it. I
Well,
love it. We need,
and the thing I loved about it was the fact that he went with a lineup that they scored, right? They
yeah,
scored. Jasper Johnson was like the sixth man, and that put up 22. But like the rest of the guys, like outside of that, that starting lineup that he had with Noah, Moreno, Chandler, Owe, and Aberdeen, they played like 27 to 30 minutes each. You know what I mean? And like that's exactly what you want because I think out of that loss to Zaga, he pretty much was like, all right, done testing the waters. I have to find my rotation. Here's what's going to, if you're not going to hustle, you're not going to play hard, you're not going to get minutes. And that's just how it is. And look, it's just like in any other sport, in any other thing in life, the cream's going to rise to the top, right? You're going to
yep,
weed out the weak links. You're going to weed out the weak players. And that's what this did. I mean, if you're not going to hustle, you're out, right? You're going to be the eighth, ninth, 10th man off the bench. And that's just is what it is. I don't care if you're getting 5 million from NIL this year. Kind of is what it is at this point. You know
yep.
what I mean? So
You can sit at
kudos
the
to
end of
him.
the bench,
Yep.
or color with your son that's in the stands, buddy. Because you know what
Yeah.
I mean. Really, I mean, you let. I don't know that. I'm glad he got mad. Like I said, I just said it. But whenever he let it, just it left a bad taste in my mouth for him. Once again, just letting the guy score. Yeah, granted, it's a high school team. Whatever, at the end of the day, we're gonna win. But play, play. And like you texted me, Rupp was quiet. Rupp was quiet at
It was
first. I
empty.
mean,
It was
yes, it was
empty.
and I told you it sounded like a COVID game. It sounded like a COVID game, and that's horrible to say. How many games are we in? 9, 10 games in, and our arena sounds like it was a COVID, like nobody was there. That's ridiculous. And I don't know, maybe he heard our podcast where he said if you lose the game, you got to call your realtor and lawyer. Maybe he heard that and it lit a fire up under his ass this week. I don't know, but it worked. It
Listen,
worked.
man, they had their best 3 point percentage shooting game of the season. They shot
Yep.
41% from three, which if you would have told me What a huge difference from 8%, or I'm sorry,
Yeah.
7.8%, and certain sites rounded up to 8%, but 7.8% to 41%. Somebody learned how to shoot, and it's amazing what
Yep.
happens when you finally get chemistry out there and they actually play hard together. So I think obviously the hardest, like, the guy that plays the hardest on this team is Moreno right now. I think Moreno is the
Absolutely.
heart and soul of this team. He needs to be
I
more
agree.
vocal. He's too quiet in my opinion, but he is the
Yes.
heart and soul, and he plays the hardest. And I think he plays and leads by example from that regard. And I think he's one of the youngest on the team.
Yeah, I think so. And I like I said before, he knows what it means to be a Kentucky player. He does.
Yeah.
And I think that has a big thing for him because he knows. He has to know what everyone thinks of this team right now in this state. You know
Yes.
what I mean? Like he has to know. He has to know what they feel about him at this point because he's on the team. He's still got family members that chat like we are right now about Kentucky basketball, and he probably hears it. Like you said, though, more vocal. He needs to be more vocal because if he got vocal, he could be like a Shaq on a team. Honestly,
Hmm.
like he could lead the team like a Shaq, and just you got to find your Kobe. Who is going to be your Kobe? Is it going to be Jasper? Is it going to be Noah? Noah looked good. Noah looked damn
Yeah,
good.
he did. He did. I think it could be Aberdeen. I think
Yes.
the problem with Jasper is I think he gets in his head. He gets in his own head. That's why he got benched in the first half and didn't play until, you know what I mean? Like, he got benched more than what he should have, right? But like, Cam Williams is another guy. He's streaky and he gets in his head, but obviously they benched him for a reason too. So like, if these guys aren't going to do what they're supposed to do, go with what's working. Even if you have to run just the straight
Man.
five guys out there. Just run
Yep.
six total guys that want to play and want to support Kentucky basketball, and that's what you got to do. And I'm glad that he noticed that, he recognized that, especially leading into the Indiana game. Look, I
Yes.
I was am I happy that they beat this team by 36? Sure. Did
Yeah.
I expect them to beat them by at least 36? Yes, I expected them to blow them out like that, and they did. They finally did. Right? The encouraging thing was the 3-point shooting. They bounced back with points in the paint. They had like 50 points in the paint, which is great. And then the
Yep.
fast break points. They got out and ran, which that's what this team is designed to do. They're fast. They can get out and run, and the fast break points were there. You have to have chemistry to do that, though, and you have to have people talking. You have to have people doing that, and that's what they did. So if there was ever a get right game, that's what this was. It was a
Yes.
chance for them to get right leading into Indiana and then St. John's back to back. You know?
And we needed it. We needed that get right game
Yeah,
because, you
absolutely.
know, if there was another ranked team in between Zaga and Indiana and St. I think we would have just went on a 4-game losing streak. Like if this North Central team was I don't know, a Syracuse or someone like that, and we lost, we would have went on it. We would have lost the rest of the games leading out into the new year. I don't
Yep.
doubt that one bit. I don't.
Yeah, and it would have been a spiral, man. It would have been a spiral
Yes.
because look, the fans made a point. They didn't go to that game, so it wasn't a sellout. When was the last time you could say that Rupp Arena was not a sellout for a game? You know, even if it was
Exactly.
this type of game, right?
Yep.
So the fans made a point, and you know, you heard all the players and even Pope say after that Gonzaga game where we were getting booed, and they were like, it was deserved. We deserved to get booed. I don't blame them, but they pay their money to come see us, and we're putting on a shit product basically. And you're right, you were, and you played better against the team that you should have dominated, and you did. So let's see how they continue to do this against Indiana. Indiana is going to be a tough team. It's not going to be a walk in the park by any means. Um, because who is it? Wilkerson is their
I
is
was
their
about to
leading
say
scorer.
that. Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah,
And he
and
said that about Kentucky, So he's going to come in showing, at least in my head, I feel like he's going to come in and be like, all right, so let me show y'all why I didn't pick you. And just so I'm not another, what did he say? I don't want to be another Kentucky guy or
yes,
whatever.
just another guy. Yep,
Yeah.
yep, yep,
So let me show y'all why. He's
yep.
going to come in for blood, and
He's
we
gonna
got to
have a
be
chip on his
ready.
shoulder for sure. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yep.
And,
And look,
and
if we play how we did against Gonzaga,
we're
probably gonna
screwed.
they're gonna beat us. They're gonna
We're
beat us. He
screwed.
might put up 40 on us.
Yeah.
I don't hate the way we played against North Carolina. We just couldn't make a damn shot in the second half.
Yep.
But
12
against
minutes.
Gonzaga, yeah, yeah, exactly. Um, just in case you remember or in case you forget, it's 12 minutes. So, it just I don't know, man. And it looks like they obviously have gotten better since then with their shooting, and they've gotten confidence, and hopefully against North Carolina Central, that gave them the confidence they're going to need to go up against Indiana, because Indiana is going to be a good solid team, and that'll be a good test to see if they've learned anything and if they're back.
Yes. And hopefully it didn't get to their head where like, yeah, see, I told y'all we could do it, you know what I mean? And then
Yeah.
because the reality of it may be they come out and throw up a goose egg against Indiana, the whole going home and writing a realtor and lawyer, it's getting closer and closer with
Hmm.
every loss like that. It's coming. It's go ahead and have it on speed dial, you
Well, they
know?
got them coming in a Rupp. So like, if you lose to Indiana at Rupp, like you came in, I think Pope's record against non-conference opponents at Rupp, he was undefeated, and then
Yep.
not anymore, right?
No.
So you can't continue that streak. You got to start another one now, and you got to beat Indiana. You got to kind of right the ship, because look, I know St. John's, we have in our head it's Patino and all this other stuff, but like the St. John's playing this year isn't St. John's of last year. They're struggling too,
No.
right? We
They
were
are
both
struggling.
we were both top 10 or top 12 teams preseason coming into it, and they're barely ranked, and we're out of the top 25 right now. So that's not the same dominant St. John's team as it was. So both of these games are gettable for sure. They just
Hmm.
need to stick to Kentucky basketball and stick to what they know, and hopefully don't go 12 minutes without making a goddamn shot.
If we go 12 minutes against Indiana, yeah.
Yeah, that crowd will
Yeah.
be insane,
And then
insane if they do that.
back to back losses in Rupp with yeah, no, that's not gonna be good.
Mm-mm,
If
mm-mm.
we hear booze in Rupp, Pope.
Yeah, it's not going to
Mm.
be pretty for him, man. You could tell
No.
he's fed up with it. He's pissed off, and he
Yeah.
knows that somebody obviously had a conversation with him after the
Yeah.
Gonzaga loss.
Had to have.
Whether it was his realtor or whether it was just Mitch, somebody had a conversation with him, and they were like, "Look, you got to get this shit together, because you're not playing Kentucky brand of basketball, and it's got to get better. It's got to get better."
Yep.
You know?
And with saying that on the Kentucky brand of basketball, I'll go ahead and thunk, come into it. Um, Kentucky brand of basketball has no recruits. And
Yeah.
I'm just honestly excited about. You said you had a little bit of juicy information that I don't know about that you've read,
Yep.
and
Yep.
I'm really excited to know what that said piece of information is.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's not the greatest of news, but it explains a lot. It explains an absolute lot. So, there's a sports, um, pretty much a multimedia sports company called JMI that
Yeah.
works with Kentucky, right? You've heard of JMI.
Yep.
Well,
Yep.
they manage Kentucky basketball's branding, marketing, and sponsorship. So they don't fund the $22 million NIL deals, but they manage it. So basically, what that is, and what they're doing that other universities are not, they're asking players to pretty much sign their NIL rights to them, so they can manage it for
Oh.
them, right? Um, that
So
doesn't
that
sit well.
means, like, so sorry to cut you off. So what that means is the players don't have an agent. Their agent is JMI, pretty much.
Pretty much, and they don't
Ooh,
like that, right? So
no.
and the deals that are being structured, they're highly structured, which, like dealing with a sports management company, they should be, right. It's basically you're
Yeah.
dealing with a bunch of lawyers, but it's not like how it is at any other schools. There's not a lot of clarity to the players, and they're not very transparent. So like in these recruiting meetings, the reason why it gets heated is because Pope's like, come play at Kentucky, play our Kentucky brand of basketball. And these players are like, well, what about the NIL deal? Well, I can't really talk about that right now. I don't know much about it. Well, that's a problem for these players. So if you think
Yeah,
about, we spent 20, getting the money is not the problem, right? Getting the money to these players is not the problem. But if they don't own their own rights, like the name, image, and likeness is supposed to do, and this other company owns the rights and helps manage what they do with that, that's a problem, right? So
absolutely.
now that explains a little bit more of why the roster is what it is this year, why we missed out on a lot of the top guys, and
Yes.
we got stuck with threes and fours from other teams, basically, right?
Wow.
And that also explains why there's a shit ton of top recruits in 2026 that are already signed after the early signing period, and we didn't get any of them. We didn't get any
That
of them.
makes a
So
whole lot of sense, dude. Wow.
be, because players
Wow.
are like, that's not something I want to. Now look, Kentucky could be ahead of the curve on this, and this is how the whole thing's going to be in 5 years. But the problem is, between now and 5 years, you're not going to get anybody because they're
No.
going to be able to go to these other schools, and the $10 million or $8 million they get from Louisville, guess what? That goes right into their pocket. They don't have to do anything else with it except play basketball. But in order to go to Kentucky, there's probably a shit ton of other rules and regulations that they're going to have to do, and they're not
Yeah.
very transparent with it. So the players are like, "Nah, I'm good. I'm going to go to this school."
That makes a whole lot of sense. I mean, look at AJ, whatever his name is at the BYU.
Yeah. Yep.
You're saying you couldn't have you had to been a talking to him. You had to have been talking to him
Yes.
while you was at BYU. So you're telling me you couldn't sway him from BYU to come here? Now that makes sense. Yeah, I'm sure he was like, "Hey, at BYU, all I got to do is show up, practice, play some ball, pass my classes. Money's mine." And like you just said, he goes to Kentucky. He's got to drive a new truck 3 times around the school and say thanks, Paul Miller Ford, or whatever the case may
Correct.
be. And you
Correct.
know what I mean? Like that makes a whole lot of sense. And yeah, wow,
Yeah,
wow,
yeah, that was
wow.
like news to me. But then I was like, because you and I were talking about the whole Pope thing with zero recruits, and I'm like, that just doesn't, it doesn't seem right. You know what I mean? Like,
No,
it doesn't seem right at all to not like, and you didn't hear him even linked to anybody. So like that was a problem, and I didn't understand that at all. So like I did a little more digging, and I found this article. I'm like, oh shit, that explains a whole lot of why he didn't get anybody really last year. In you got Moreno, but Moreno was a hometown guy anyway, or a home state guy, so he was going
yeah.
to probably sign with you anyway. You had the inside track, right?
And so was
But
Jasper.
so was Jasper, right?
Y-
So like all you're linked to right now in 2026 are the hopes of like these 3 5-star recruits that you're a finalist for. But because of this NIL type deal that you have with JMI, you're probably not going to get them unless they go above and beyond and they get like, for instance, if Stokes is going to get offered like 6 million from Kansas, and you can come in over the top and give him 10, even with this shitty JMI type stuff, you'll probably still get him at 10 million. But like, that's half of your NIL money at that point
Yeah.
for one guy.
Wow. Yeah, man. Wow. And now that makes sense because I'm thinking, and I remember when that JMI deal got signed. Obviously, I didn't read into it much and all that, but there were multiple people upset about it. And I remember articles about like, why is this bad? Why is it da 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 da? I never read into it, but now it's all coming together. I
Yep.
get it now
Yep.
because of this. Like,
Yeah.
that's horrible. That's horrible. And like you
Yep.
said, we may be above the curve, but Pope won't last those 5 years, even if we are ahead of
Correct.
the curve. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
you can't get through those 5 years being ahead of the curve.
No.
No,
No.
it's not the time. And maybe if you was in year 3 or 4 and maybe got a Final Four or a championship in those maybe you could stretch it out a couple years and be ahead. But no, not in your second year.
Nope.
Not in your second
Nope.
year. And I'm sure that's another Mitchy thing too. I'm sure it is.
Yeah, look, it's like the when you're an owner in one of these like major cities and you want to build a new stadium and you're like, oh well, I'm funding it with money from this corporation, so it won't mess with the taxpayer dollars. Taxpayers are like, oh yeah, that's great. Doesn't bother us because it's not money from us. And then you find out 5 years later, you're like, oh man, think about who he just dealt with. Now we got to deal with this guy in our city for the next 30 years. That's exactly what this type of thing is. It sounded good at the time, probably because there was no money from boosters. It's money that's handled through JMI. It takes a lot of the stress and a lot of the pressure off of a lot of people. But now you're not getting the recruits because they don't want to have to deal with this stuff. It's like your name and image and likeness is yours, and we're going to give you money for it, but now we're going to own the rights to it, and that's just not what the name, image, and likeness is really all about, and that's why players are turning their nose up to it. And I don't blame them. I don't blame them at
I
all.
would, yeah, I was about to say the same thing. I don't blame them. I wouldn't want to do it.
No.
I wouldn't. I want me. And if I'm coming in like that, all these kids already have agents or they're talking to an agent. What? So, you're coming in and possibly, not saying it, but possibly JMI is like, hey, you're going to have to let go of that agent. Or, something like that could be like, hey, we're your agent. So if you come here, you can't have him. You just got to deal straight with us.
Yep.
And that sounds fishy. I would
Yeah.
think, hey,
Well, and it's like I said, there's not a lot of clarity in the deals. So like a lot of these guys, and if you think about it, if you think about the guys that we got in the transfer portal and everything else, didn't, like we talked about it last week, we didn't get number ones and number twos from any of these teams.
no.
We got like number three and number four options that have the potential to be number ones and number twos, but they're not there yet, right? So it also explains why Pope only got Lowe as the 1 point guard on the team, because he probably couldn't get a second one because he ran out of NIL money and they were all like, "Nah, I'm good. I'm not dealing with that stuff." So it definitely explains a lot. It doesn't excuse anything, but at the same time, it explains a lot of why we're not getting the recruits and why. Look, I there's something that's been brewing on my mind, and I'm sure you're going to feel the same way. But I want to pose it to you, right? We constantly think this way of, hey, this is Kentucky brand of basketball. There's a brand here. We got to play Kentucky basketball. Look, our last national championship was in 2012. Kentucky's brand of basketball for the last like 12 years has not been that great,
Nope.
right? So we're kind of living off of past laurels, right, and past accomplishments at this point, where we haven't made a Final Four in since 2012, right? Or no, I'm sorry, we made a Final Four in the 2015 year when we got upset, right?
Yep.
And
Yep.
almost the undefeated year, yeah. But since then, we haven't done jack shit really. We've been one and dones mainly. If we made anywhere, it's been a Sweet 16. So look, Gonzaga makes a Sweet 16 almost every year. Like,
Something.
yeah, and they've done that for years since Mark Few's been the man or the head coach there. So Kentucky's brand of basketball really needs some like a shot in the arm here, man, because like we brought it up last week and you showed it. Like we're close to not being the all-time winningest school. We're already second in national championships, but like we got a couple people on our heels, and Duke's looking pretty good this year. Unfortunately, that like they might get a lot closer to us. They might get one more and be one behind us. So
Yep.
it's a and that's why the frustration level with the fans. That's why everything is where it's at, because like we know what we're capable of as a school and as a basketball program, and we're just not hitting those accomplishments like what we're used to. And it's frustrating. It's frustrating.
Honestly, uh, and you again, like I'm gonna steal your words. You may feel the same here. Mitch the bitch has got to go. I mean, it is back to back bad contracts. Now it's the JMI deal. Now I don't know what kind of contract he gave Stein. I haven't read into that. I haven't really read into Pope's contract, but he's killing us. Honestly, like he did great in the beginning. Getting Cal, getting Stoops, whatever the case may be. But I think it's time. I think again we're changing everything else. Let's go ahead and change this. If we're starting over, let's start over from top to bottom. Let's get it going. That way we can be ahead of the track. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
he's he's a part of that old time. Let's get it out. We already got facelifting. Sorry, basketball, football, women's basketball. Let's go ahead and get the facelift in the AD's office. I think
Yeah,
it's
no,
time.
I don't disagree. I don't disagree at all. I think the problem with that is I think Mitch has a lot of friends with the boosters that are going to be
Yes.
upset if he leaves, and that's going to be the biggest thing. But at some point, if you're the president of the university and you haven't hung a banner in Rupp Arena in a long time, so when you start seeing you see banner, 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 and then it's like, oh wait, 30-year gap banner, and that doesn't sit well in Rupp Arena. You know
No.
what I mean? It doesn't sit well at all. It's it's good. Changes are going to have to come, and hopefully, Pope's not the on the chopping block because of it. And he's not the sacrificial lamb. Hopefully, they understand that Mitch is the problem. I mean, look, like you just pointed out, the success. Yeah, they got Stoops in. Yeah, they got Calipari in. But really, the last like 5 years of both of their tenures were horrible.
Yeah.
Horrible.
Yep.
They both had kind of like the same trajectory. I mean, Stoops never won a national championship or anything like
No.
that, but like bowl
He's got
games, bowl
bold.
games, bowl games.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. Couple big upsets in SEC play. So it happened, right? And then, the last 5 years it's just been like, are we gonna make a bowl? You know what I
Horrible.
mean? Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Horrible.
Are we even
And
gonna
same.
be bowl eligible?
Yeah. Same way with Cal. Oh, yay, we got into the tournament. Okay, first round exit, first round exit,
Yeah.
first round exit. Oh,
Yep.
second round exit.
Yeah.
And if Pope does the whole not even getting in, like, say we just shit the bed this whole season, like, rest of the year is like what it's already been, and we don't even get into the tournament, like you just said, I hope Pope is not the sacrificial lamb, and Mitch just gets to go on with his merry way. You know what I mean? Like, and that could very well be what happens. And I'd hope not. I'd hope not. I mean, Stoops got one hell of a payday. I did see that. I read
Mm-hmm.
the contract about him leaving. I mean, 3 mil right off the bat, or it might even be more than that. I don't know, but I know it was three something. I
Crazy.
mean, what? What? And then you got to talk to him to ask him if you could give it to him over so many years. Come on, bro. For one, we shouldn't even had a contract like that, man. I don't.
That's how these coaches contracts are, man. It's like, look, we're gonna pay you X amount of dollars to suck at your job, and we're gonna get rid of you. Like, look,
Yep,
I'll suck at my job, and my job can get rid of me
absolutely.
if you're gonna pay me $1 million. Like, I don't even
Yeah,
need a million. Pay me 100,000, and
yeah.
I'll leave. I'll leave right
I
now.
I
You
will
know?
purposefully. I promise you, I will purposefully go out on the floor and mess up. You just tell me what is your biggest pet peeve, and I will go do it. I promise. And
You're
I
gonna
will.
give me
And
three
I will.
million?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I will mess up the best that you've ever seen. All right. I
Yeah.
promise you. I will be a pro at messing up. Tell me what you want. Tell
Right.
me what you want.
I'll insult your mother if it means I'm gonna get $3 million. Like, I don't care. I don't care at this point. Like, but like the fact that we're paying these guys like that is just asinine. It's just dumb. It's just dumb.
I,
You know what I mean?
I will smack your mother for $3 million. I will smack my own mother for $3 million, and I
Yeah.
don't
You
think
ever
she would mind.
you ever see those videos where it's like, hey, Dad, would you punch me in the face as hard as you could
Yeah,
for $1 billion? He goes, I'd do it for $1,000.
yeah,
It's like, yep, that's exactly what I would do. 100%. I'd do the exact same thing.
absolutely.
Crazy,
Maybe even
crazy.
$150. I don't know. It depends on the day
Yeah,
and
yeah,
what.
right.
And if my kid's asking, depends on what she or he did that day. Have you been a complete asshole today? Give me $20. I'll smack you in the face. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
man,
yep,
let's see.
yep.
6'7", 6'7". We'll see.
It's insane, man. It's insane. I don't know. I don't know at this
Oh
point, but like,
God.
look, I like Pope, his
I do.
anger. I liked his fire. He finally showed fire. Look, we know for the last from last year and this year so far, this was Pope on the sideline. Pope on the court, side of the court, just
Yes.
coaching like this. A
Yes.
lot of times, no emotion, arms folded, and I'm wearing my coach's thing, like the coach's quarter zip that the coaches wear. So that's exactly what he would do. Just kind of walk around, kind of show no emotion. So to see emotion, even though it was North Carolina Central, to see the emotion, to see the accountability, I love every second of it. And this is the Pope that I wanted to see. And this is the Pope that I kind of figured we
Yes.
were getting when we hired him, right? So hopefully this is like that. That was the waking up point, losing to Gonzaga that way and getting booed by your home team or your home crowd, right? Because nobody wants that,
Hopefully.
but it.
No, absolutely not. You have to, excuse me. You, you got to feel like complete shit. You got to. Like, you got to feel like I am really sucking at my job. And he's probably never heard of booing,
In Rupp,
Kentucky,
no, not in Rupp.
or even a Kentucky team ever, honestly.
Yeah,
I can't remember any team getting booed. No, I can't. I
listen,
don't remember any team getting booed.
we talked about it. Even the Billy Gillispie days, we didn't
Yeah.
boo those teams, and those teams didn't get booed because they showed effort and they showed heart. They weren't the best teams, but they showed effort and they showed heart. When this team comes out and shows no heart against Gonzaga, they deserve to get booed, and that's exactly what happened. So Um, I think, like I said, I think it was a wake up call for everybody, and I
Yes.
think hopefully this is the turning point for Pope, where he said, "I'm not putting up with this shit, and I'm
And
going to
then
kick these guys
boom.
into gear." That's it, right? And
Yep.
and look, the quest for nine is still alive. Until
Yeah.
the national championship game ends and Kentucky's not in it, or Kentucky doesn't win it, the quest for nine's still there. I'm still optimistic because I know this team is talented. They're capable of a
Yes.
lot because we saw what they did against Purdue, even though it was an exhibition game. So, like, I do have confidence in what this team can do. I'll be more confident after they come out and play Indiana Saturday and see what they do. Hopefully, they do some damage in a good
Yep.
way. Hopefully, they
Yep.
continue the shooting. They continue the fast break points. They play good defense, all the fun stuff, man. And hopefully, Rupp comes out and gives them some positivity, and they don't boo him, right? Because look, I've had a pretty shitty few three to 4 weeks, man. I'm a Philly fan and a Kentucky fan, and the Eagles suck right now. Kentucky sucks
Ooh.
right now. So I've
Speaking
gotten,
of Eagles,
yeah,
I
yeah.
gotta ask a question. I have to ask a question. What did it feel like? And I don't even like doing this because I would hate if somebody did that to me for Kentucky basketball, but I gotta know. What did it feel like seeing your quarterback turn the ball over twice in one play? What did that feel
Hey,
like?
listen,
Wow.
it's never been done before in the history of the NFL. So,
I mean, get in the
it's a
history
it's a
books any way you
distinct
can.
honor. Yeah, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. But look, I think more than anything, that was a freak play.
Yes,
To
absolutely.
number one, to get the ball back, and it wasn't like it was in the ground. It bounced up to him, so he had it
Yeah.
up here while he was still standing, and then there was a 320-pound defensive lineman right behind him, right? So um, I don't think everybody's like, oh, when you grab the ball, you're supposed to go down. They teach that when you're 8 years old. Yeah, he's going to go down and get stomped on by a 320-pound
Yeah.
or defensive lineman. I don't think that was the right move either. But look,
No.
it is what it is. I couldn't believe that it happened. It was a shitty game, shitty play. But yeah, he's in the record books. He did something nobody else has ever done in the NFL. So two
Uh,
turnovers in one play. It was great.
yeah.
It was great.
Wow. I
But
did. I
that's
think I was possibly jaw dropped when I was like, no way. Did I? No.
Yep.
I
I
didn't see
saw I
that.
saw you I saw you post. I saw you post and I was gonna comment on it and I was like, really? Really? But I was like, nah, I'm just gonna let it go. I'm gonna let it go. Because
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I got enough shit about the Eagles and then, I got a couple buddies. I got a buddy of mine that's a UConn fan for basketball, and I'm
God.
like, oh, you got a psychotic coach and you're gonna sit there and now all of a sudden you're having a decent year again and you're in contention. You're gonna start talking shit on Kentucky. I'm like, come on, man. So it's I've gotten it. Luckily, he's an Eagles fan, so he can only give me shit on college basketball side right now. He can't give me shit as an Eagles fan, but it's been
And it
it's
ain't
been a rough
over.
few
It
weeks.
ain't over. Like you said, we're still there. We're still on the quest. Dan
Absolutely,
Hurley could have a blow up and fight a ref and be gone for the rest of the year. We don't
he
know.
definitely will have a blow up. We know he'll have a blow up.
Yeah.
He's primed and ready for a blow up. It's just
Woo.
you know that
And
guy's
maybe
a
that's what
hothead.
we need. Maybe that's kind of what we need, and maybe that's what Pope's going towards. Hopefully, maybe not as bad, I guess, as Hurley, where it is just. But maybe give me like a 3. If Hurley's a 10, give me a 3 or a 4.
Yeah.
Like
Yep.
give me something. Heart, heart,
I'll tell
and
you, and let me ask you this. So before this game that just happened, could
mhm,
you see like there's always a time and a place where a coach has to get his team fired up in a way, and they get a tech, right? They yell at a
yeah,
ref and they get a tech and get fired up. Before Tuesday's game, could you ever imagine Pope ever showing that fire enough to
no,
get a tech, right? But
never,
now, after seeing him break a clipboard and bench his players and get fired up, I could see it. I could actually see him getting ejected out of a game if it came down to
yeah.
it.
And I'm
So
gonna be honest,
I
I
like
haven't
that.
got to see the clipboard breaking yet. I don't know if I looked away. I haven't even got to see a clip of it yet, so I'm gonna have to watch that. Everybody's been talking about it. I haven't got to see it yet, but
Yeah,
I guess I looked away or whatever. Yes, break them all. Break them all. And I bet if
right.
you put out like a GoFundMe of some sort for Kentucky fans, we would buy a million clipboards just for you to break them if
Absolutely.
that meant getting the team going. Getting the
You
team
can
going,
you
go.
can get them for like $1.89 off of Uline's website if you buy them in bulk.
There it is.
So
Go
let's
for
just
it.
do it. Let's just do it.
Yeah.
We'll spend. We'll all chip in like $3, and we'll get or we could just ask JMI to cover it because I'm sure JMI got all the money in the world. So
Oh
JMI could
yeah.
probably cover the clipboard fee. That's what
It's
we'll just call it, the clipboard fee.
they're like BlackRock, when you
Yeah,
when you deep dive into
yeah, yeah,
conspiracy theories. They're like
yeah,
BlackRock. You're like, I don't want to
yeah.
ask
They own
questions
everything.
about them.
Yeah, we know they exist, but we don't know much about them. That's what it seems like, right? That everything I was reading in this article was almost like, we'll tell you a little bit, but don't ask too many questions. Like we're not going to answer too many questions about
It's
JMI.
like,
It's like, damn,
damn. Yeah. Oh shit. Maybe they got Mitch by the ball and they're like, hey,
yeah.
either you're not leaving.
Well,
Okay,
listen,
I'm sorry.
if I'm not here next Thursday and next time we record, JMI got to me, so you might as well come looking because JMI got, and there's going to be no proof of where I lived. They're going to wipe everything off the map. You're not even going to like. They're going. It's going to be like Men in Black, man. They're going to snap a finger, and you're not even going to remember you had a co-host. You're not going to remember anything.
we
You're going to
this
continue to do the
podcast will
podcast.
never
Yeah,
exist.
yeah. This never existed. That was it.
No. Everything was wiped off on Facebook, our Twitters, our Instagram,
Yeah,
everything. Nothing.
everything.
Nothing.
All because I mentioned JMI. Damn it. Damn it.
I we'll go ahead and get off JMI before we all end up dead. Hurry up and segue into something else. Hey guys, so we got basketball cards here. We're not talking about JMI, no, not us.
Not us. Not
But
us.
so I grabbed two random packs out of each again. Knowing my luck, it'll be the same two damn packs we got last week. But we're gonna see here. First off, we got Mike Fanuzzi. Awesome last name. Would love to have that as a last name. Not even gonna
There
lie.
you go. I
I'll
like
take
it.
Fanuzzi.
That's a sweet stash too. Sweet stash.
Right? I mean, dude probably got some ladies on the campus. If
Oh,
I'm
I'm
being
sure.
honest.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Probably got some
Andy.
kids on the campus too.
Oh yeah. JMI.
Yeah.
Andy Moss. Don't know him. Ain't got a
Randy
clue.
Moss.
No, but that'd be awesome.
Last week we had Jerry Bird. Now we have Andy Moss. Man, we're just getting like the Timu versions of superstar athletes. It's crazy.
Now we got Fred Feast. That sounds like a made up like a food character name. Like, oh, have
Wow.
some corn from Fred Feast.
He
I
looked like he
don't
was from the was he from the Rupp era? The Adolf Rupp era?
1920s.
Yeah, not even. He was before Rupp, I think.
Yeah. Holy crap. This guy looks like he got scared and they took his picture. Al Robinson. Boo. Claire D's. Huh? What? D's nuts. Uh, Chuck Al Alex Sanasa. I don't even know. I butchered that guy. Sorry.
There you go.
Uh,
Good job,
John
Chuck.
McIntosh. BG Marsh. God, these look like Some of these guys look like concentration camp survivors. Good Lord. Like, look at that. It doesn't look like a
Now that's
D-Day
Kentucky
picture.
basketball right there. That is Kentucky basketball. Eat your heart out, BG. That's the that is the
That's the
epitome
BG
of
we want.
male. Yeah, that's male peak performance right there. Right there.
What year is it?
That's called conditioning.
1917.
Yep, that's called conditioning right there. That
Okay,
was the
man.
other thing, right? Did you read about that? That was why Pope benched some of these guys because they're conditioning. Like they were just being lazy and weren't running in practice. They weren't doing what they were supposed to do. But
I didn't read
why are
that.
we
They're
ta-
good.
why are we talking about conditioning though 10 games into the season? Well, you had a whole
Right.
offseason. Like what are we doing?
Yep.
So
That's oh, okay. I was like, what? I see feet. Never mind. Greg Long. Greg Long don't
JMI coming to get you.
yeah,
JMI
JMI,
coming to
son of
get
a
you.
bitch. They're here. You're
You
just
just hear
talking to me.
you hear a knock at the door and they yank you out.
You just see like guys dressed in black just tackle me out of the screen. Cut it off right now. Cut it off.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah.
James Goodman, don't know. Jake Bronston. All right. I know this name. All right. Ralph Beard. I know that one. That
There
one's a
you go.
big, yeah. Oh, whoa. Why did that look? That looked like he had something wrong with his neck. Oh, God.
A little bit.
Anyways,
A little bit.
Alec Groza. No. Oh, here we go. All right. Yes. We got somebody good. Thank God. Sam Bowie.
There you
There we
go.
go. There we go. Boom.
Sam
Sam
Bowie.
Bowie.
What
Uh,
was the best part about Sam Bowie? What's the most historical thing about Sam Bowie? Do you remember?
ooh, he got drafted ahead of MJ. He got
There you
drafted
go.
before MJ.
Because
Crazy to think.
So proud of you,
somebody
man.
thought that he was going to be better than
Then MJ.
Michael Jeffrey Jordan.
You
Ain't
guys
that
don't like
crazy?
me, but I'm so proud of you for bringing that up.
What and what was it? Twin tires, right? Yeah,
Yep.
twin tires.
Yep.
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 I got the audience on the side giving me updates on that one. Yep. Go ahead.
There you
Yep.
go. Yep. Yep. Copy. Copy.
Who was the other half of the? Ooh, that's a good. It was Sam Bowie and Melvin Turpin. Yeah, Melvin Turpin. Boom,
There you
boom,
go.
boom.
There you go. Boom. Boom.
Bang, bang. And the other one is Memorial Coliseum. So, all right, that was a good one. I'll take
There you
that.
go.
I'll
Sam
take that.
Bowie. I
Sam
like it.
Bowie. Yeah. Boom.
Let's
We still got
look.
two more
Let's
packs.
not talk too much shit on Sam Bowie. Sam Bowie was pretty good. Like he was solid.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Having
It's
said
just
that,
crazy that he got
the
picked
only
up
reason
before Jordan.
the only reason they took him over Jordan is because of his size. They thought that he was
Yes.
going to be the next Wilt, basically. Like that's obviously what they thought. That's the only reason that they took him. But I don't know. I mean, if I'm not mistaken, um, didn't they take him because it was the Trailblazers that took him, correct?
I think it was the Trail. Yeah.
Because I think the Trailblazers already had Clyde Drexler. That's
Yes.
why they took Sam Bowie. So
I think
still,
so.
even still, you don't pass on somebody like Jordan, especially after what Jordan did in college, right? So I don't
Yeah.
know.
That,
You know,
but what if, what if they didn't pass on Jordan? What if, would we still be talking about Jordan like we talk about Jordan today if he would have went before Sam Bowie to the Trailblazers with Drexler? Stay, you know what I mean? Like the what
yeah,
if on that could be
yep.
insane. Like,
That's the big what ifs, man. That's one of
yeah,
sports' greatest what ifs. You know,
like
because you just
it
never
would.
know.
No, you wouldn't. Does
Because some of
you
the
know? Does he
arguments are
bench?
Jordan needed Pippen and he needed to have that team around him. He needed to have Reinsdorf to draft and the owner to do all that stuff. He needed Phil Jackson. Phil Jackson wasn't going to Portland, so
No.
like and it was the perfect storm that the way that draft worked with drafting Horace Grant too. So like just a whole bunch of stuff fell right for the Bulls in doing that. That I don't know that Bowie would have been able to do the same thing if he got drafted in Chicago. If it was flip flopped where Jordan went to Portland and Bowie went to Chicago, I don't know if we would have had six titles from Jordan. You know,
Yeah.
Or
or
I don't think we would
shoes
have
or
had sticks for
anything.
Bowie either. But correct, yeah,
No,
you might not have Nike the same way.
yeah.
That's crazy. It's crazy to
Like,
think
could you
about that.
imagine? Could you imagine? No, I couldn't imagine. No, that's just insane. Just to make you laugh, real quick, Herky Rupp, Herky Rupp.
Ah, good old
Oh,
Herky.
Herky,
Herky. And that was his real name. It wasn't short for Hercules. It was just they named his son Herky. Herky.
Herky,
Think about that. Herky.
Herky.
Herky Rupp. Jesus. You can't make that shit up. You can't make that shit up, man.
Oh, welcome to
Herky.
Kentucky.
Yeah, yeah. That's when you know you're in Kentucky.
Herky.
What's your dad's name? My dad's name's Herky. What?
Hold on. On the back of the card, Wildcat career. His real name is Adolph Rupp Jr. So I don't know where Herky come from.
Ah, he didn't want to go
I
by Adolf.
I guess, but I'd kick my own ass if the only nickname I came up with was Herky. Like, you know what I mean? Like, call me AR or something.
Right?
Something or Dolph or something.
Junior.
No,
Just call me
yeah,
Junior.
just call me Jr.
Call me
Something,
Junior,
dude.
right? Yeah.
Herky.
Herky? Jesus. Like
See, he was
that's
six
literally,
four.
and look, I gotta throw it out there, and I mean this in no disrespect to anybody from Kentucky, but tell me you're from Kentucky without telling me you're from Kentucky. What's your name? Herky. Like, look, you don't know anybody in Pennsylvania or anybody around. Like, there might be some Amish named Herky. Don't get me wrong, but like, you don't know anybody in like the Philadelphia area.
No,
They're gonna be like, "What's your name, boy?" Herky. Nah, their name ain't Herky. Their
and
name is not Herky.
in high school,
Crazy.
would you mess with a guy that's name was Herky? 'Cause I'm gonna be honest,
Probably
I don't
not.
know if I would. Yeah,
No,
right.
probably
Like,
not.
no, I don't think I would. Like, oh my god, dude, that's Herky. Yeah, this your spot on the lunch table. Yeah, man, here you go.
Yeah, you're sitting in Herky's seat. Get the hell out of Herky's seat. Give me my lunch money. Give Herky his money.
Does that have my name on it? You look on it, it says Herky. Sure does. All right, here you go, Herky.
Call him Big Herc.
Here's Big Herc.
Crazy.
Oh,
That's crazy.
uh,
What'd
to
you say? He was 6'4"?
6'4". He was a 6'4" forward and the only member of the varsity squad not on a scholarship. Obviously, his dad's the coach, so he could probably pay for it. But he was the first
That
person to
JMI money.
sink JM. That's where it started, right there. Herky started it all.
He's the president of JMI.
Yeah, he's probably still alive. They got him hooked up to machines and shit, keeping him
He's
alive.
probably in
And
the Iron Lung. Yeah, he's in the
yeah,
Iron Lung.
he was the first person to sink a practice basket in the new Memorial Coliseum.
There you
Little
go.
tidbit of info for Herky. Herky
There
the
you go,
Great.
Herky.
I might try to find me a little Herky jersey. Herky jersey.
There you go. I like it. I like it. We're off the rails here, ladies and gentlemen. We're off the rails.
Oh, James Blackman. Uh,
Okay.
that's a good one. What his son went to Indiana, right?
I'm pretty sure
I
Indiana,
think.
yeah.
I think so. Because I think it was down to us in Indiana, if I remember, and he picked Indiana over us. Yeah, little Mike Pratt.
Unreal.
He is now. He is now the what is it? Who the radio guy. He's one of the radio guys on the sidelines now.
Oh. Oh, okay.
Yep,
Like the
yep,
reporter?
Mike. Yeah. He's one of the people that are on the radio as the game goes, and he
Nice.
played from '66 to 1970. His career percentage was a 48 point. Oh, that's what I want. Oh, Herky didn't have it. Never mind. I was gonna look at Herky's stats. It didn't have no stats for Herky.
Or Herky.
Oh, God bless America. I will say Mike Pratt, pretty good stats. Field goals attempted, 290. This was in 66, 67. Field goals attempted was 290. He made 160. His percentage was 73.2. So he never had a percentage under 68 and a half. His lowest
From the
percentage was
field.
68.5. Yeah, from the field.
Nice.
Yep. He
All right.
averaged a 69.8%. So,
There
I
you go,
mean,
Mike Pratt.
yeah.
We could use
13.
we could use a little Mike Pratt on this team.
Yeah. Please. Please. I bet you didn't not score for 12 minutes. You son of a bitch.
Or
One
Herky.
or Herky. And one last thing to end us off here. Let's go here. Let's see. Let's see. All right, I give you this one. I know y'all are gonna get this. Lou Alcindor's real name is,
His real name.
or oh no. Sorry. Lou Alcindor is the real name of who? Right? Yeah,
Kareem
yeah, yeah.
Abdul Jabbar. Yeah. Yeah.
Boom. There it is. That's what I'm
You know what I'm
talking
saying? I
about.
was like, is this a trick question? Is his real name Herky
Yeah.
too? Is this where you tie it all together? Is this where you tie it all together?
Okay.
Damn.
All right. That was an easy one.
Learn
This one's
something
gonna be
new
a
about
hard one.
Kareem every day.
Oh, Herc. What? All right, here we go. All right, really back in here. Okay. Whew. The first NBA All Star game was held at the Boston Madison Square Garden Club in which year?
Ooh.
Topher, if you got a guess, unmute yourself and give it a guess here. This is for you as
I'm
well.
gonna
And producer
say
gets in.
the first NBA.
First NBA All
Is that what
Star
you said?
game was held at the Boston Madison Square Garden Club in which year?
Ooh. I'm gonna say like 1958.
Holy shit, dude. 1951.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I was
Wow,
close.
dude.
I was close.
Wow. Nice, dude. Holy crap. Wow. Hey, when you said 50, I was like, no way. Like, if you would have said 51, I'd have probably threw these cards and I'd have never asked another basketball trivia question ever again. I'm going to be honest with you, dude. Wow. I would have, me personally, if you would have asked that, I would have never even got that close. That's good. Wow. Good job, dude.
Got random
that,
random sports knowledge and random life knowledge in my
wow.
head, man.
Wow. And now you can add Herky to
Love
it.
it. There you
Now
go.
you can add
Herky.
her.
Herky, Herky.
With that
I
being
don't think I'm
said,
ever gonna forget that.
no, I'll never forget Herky a day in my life.
Oh, that's great.
So we'll end it there, and we will reconvene next week and hopefully talk about a ass whooping we handed to Indiana, some improvements on defensive and offense, maybe a little fired up Pope, maybe not a fired Pope, but a fired up
There
Pope.
you go.
Uh
That's a better version of
uh
Pope. Yes. Yes.
yeah.
I like what
Let's
you did there. I
let's
like what you did there.
let's hope for the best, and yeah, we'll see you big blue fanatics next week. Bing bong bow. Signing out. State of Kentucky report.
Go Cats.
R.I.P. Hurt.
R.I.P.